This video is for week 7, Tuesday and Thursday, levels of questioning. So I want to bring your attention to this information right here. You are not answering anything on this slide. This is merely the information that we are going to need for the discussion board. So let's look at this. Good readers are constantly asking themselves questions when they are going through a text. Now, you may not realize that you're asking yourself questions, but as you read, you are constantly making connections between different parts of the story or the story in your life. And today's activity is going to help you understand the difference in each level of question. So in this slide, I'm going to give you examples of each question level, and you're going to learn how to create your own questions. And these levels are going to be very important for your ability to analyze future text. So we have 3 levels of questions. Level 1 is the most basic of questions. This is where we read on the line and comprehend literally. Level 2 is when we infer and we make connections among information in different parts of the text. And level 3 is making a connection between the text and something outside of it. So either we are applying the text to our own lives or we're applying it to the world. Let's break this down more. Level 1 is when we read on the lines for recall questions. These are the easiest of all questions. So sometimes when we read, we're asking ourselves questions that can be answered by explicit or clearly stated information. When we have a level 1 question, we can find the answer by physically pointing it out in the passage. If I ask you a who, what, when, and where question, and you want to answer a level 1, you should be able to physically go to the text and point to the answer. So here are some examples. In chapters 1 through 9 of the Looking Glass Wars, who's the ruler of Wonderland? Well, it tells us that in chapter 1, Queen Genevieve. I can physically go back to chapter 1 and point out her name. Example 2, what does Red do to Queen Genevieve in chapter 10? She beheads her. I can go back and I can point out the line that says that Queen Genevieve's head went one way and her body went the other. Where does the Pool of Tears send Alice and Hatter Madigan? I can go back to the passage and physically point out that Alice is sent to London, England, and Hatter to Paris, France. So level 1 is a who, what, when, and where question. And to get the answer, I can physically point it out because it is explicit, clearly stated in the story. Level 2, this becomes a little bit more difficult. It's not difficult to answer, but it's a little bit more difficult to develop the questions. Level 2 is where we read between the lines for interpretive questions. So this is where we take information from different parts of the story and we make connections between the two places. So this might be a question such as, what does a detail or image represent, suggest, or personify? We might create level 2 questions that ask us to interpret information, classify, compare and contrast, find patterns. And a lot of these questions start with the words how or why. So for example, how has Alice evolved after Dodgson betrays her with his retelling of her story? Contrast her personality traits before the betrayal versus after. So this is not an easy answer where I can go back and point to the text and write down specifically what it says. I need to take information from different parts of the story and I need to compare and contrast them. The next one says, why has Alice decided to forgo her claims of Wonderland and adopt English societal norms? Again, this is going to be where we are having to look in different parts of the text and we're having to compare and contrast her personality traits. We're having to make our own explanations. Level 3, reading beyond the lines. Level 3 questions are the most advanced of the questions. They are the most difficult, I think, to develop, not necessarily the most difficult to answer, but to come up with one on your own. This is when we take the text and we try to apply it to our own lives or we try to apply it to the world to reach this universal meaning or understanding. So you might ask yourself questions like, how does this text connect with my life? With life in a larger sense for all human beings, with my own ideas about morality and values. And these questions require open-ended responses. So there is no right or wrong answer. It's not black and white. You can't find your answer, in the text. You can't point it out there. It's going to provoke this discussion of these abstract ideas and thematic concerns. So you might generate questions that can be answered by connecting the literature to your own life experiences or to universal meanings. And these questions are usually so what questions. Okay. Here are some examples. Why does society sometimes reject individuality and celebrate conformity? So this ties into the Looking Glass Wars, because when Alice is in England, she is constantly having the people around her tell her that she is odd Alice and she is making up these wild and ridiculous stories, and they expect her to change who she is to try to fit in with the crowd. So that is where this question comes into play. But notice this is applicable to real life. Why in real life do we sometimes reject individuality and celebrate blending in? Now here is another question and this is projecting yourself to the text. If you could counsel Alice when she gives up hope of being believed, what advice would you give her? Notice that with both of these questions, these are open-ended responses and there is no right or wrong answer for it. So I'm not going to read this. I'm going to let you read it. This is an excerpt from the book The Giver by Lois Lowry. All it is are these 2 pages. I want you to read it and then look at the levels of questions that go along with it. Level 1, how does Jonas feel at the appearance of the airplane? Well, this is a level 1 question, so I should be able to go back to my text and physically point out the answer. It is written explicitly in the story. Level 2, why do you think it's against the rules for the pilots to fly over the community? So this is where we have to use our context clues to figure out our answer. We have to piece things together and make our interpretations. And then level 3, if pilots are forbidden to fly over this community, what else is forbidden? And why does society feel the need to control its components? This second portion of level 3 question can be applied to the real world. Why do we sometimes feel the need to constantly be in control? So it's your turn now. You're going to read the short story, The Cutting of My Long Hair, and I want you to create and answer your own questions. This is on the discussion board, so we need to go back to Schoology and look at it. The essay reprinted below is a true account of a Native American girl of the Sioux tribe who was born in 1876. When she was 8 years old, she and other children of her tribe were transported to a Quaker missionary school in another state. The essay is an account of her first few days of life in the school, where she lived for 3 years before being allowed to return home for a visit. So I want you to read the essay carefully. I'm not going to read it to you. You can do this on your own. It's very short. The Cutting of My Long Hair. Notice right here where it says 1 Bedlam. This is a footnote. One of the words up here, Bedlam, I thought maybe you needed the definition for it. It's a scene of wild uproar and confusion, and the St. Mary of Bethlehem was a London insane asylum, popularly called Bedlam because it was just so much confusion and craziness going on there, not because of the patients. Levels of questioning. So when readers examine literature closely, they are likely to ask themselves questions that fall into roughly 3 categories. Level 1. These questions can be answered explicitly by facts contained in the text or by information accessible in other resources. So again, a level 1 question is who, what, when, where. And to find the answer, I can physically point it out in the story. Level 2. These questions are textually implicit, requiring analysis and interpretation of specific parts of the text. This is where we read in between the lines of the text, and we have to use the context clues to help us develop our answer. And level 3, these questions are much more open-ended. They go beyond the story. They are intended to provoke a discussion of abstract ideas, so where we take the text and we try to apply it to our own lives or to the world around us. So your directions, I want you to read the essay, and as you read each paragraph, I want you to write a level 1 question and a level 2 question about that paragraph. Provide your answer, and then after rereading the entire essay, write 2 level 3 questions that pertain to the whole selection. So I'm going to say this again. You have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs. So total, you are going to have 7 level 1 questions, 1 level 1 question per paragraph, 7 level 2 questions, a level 2 question for each paragraph. Provide your answers for these level 1 and level 2 questions. And then when you are done writing those, reread the whole thing and create 2 level 3 questions. All you're going to have 16 questions total. Let's do a practice one together. The first day in the land of apples was a bitter cold one, for the snow still covered the ground and the trees were bare. A large bell rang for breakfast, its loud metallic voice crashing through the belfry overhead and into our sensitive ears. The annoying clatter of shoes on bare floors gave us no peace. The constant clash of harsh noises, with an undercurrent of many voices murmuring an unknown tongue, made a bedlam within which I was securely tied. And though my spirit tore itself in struggling for its lost freedom, all was useless. So a level 1 question for this, remember it's basic recall. I can find the answer in the text, who, what, when, where. You might ask yourself, what did the employees of the school do to call for breakfast? They rang a large bell. And I can see that because it tells me it in the second sentence of this story. So again, you're going to create 7 level 1 questions, 1 for each paragraph, the same for level 2, answer your questions, and then overall 2 level 3 questions. Go back and use this PDF document to help you.